So,
Howdy.
hello, both Twitch and I guess now every audio podcast platform on planet Earth.
LimeWire.
Yeah, dude, if you could download this off of LimeWire, please pirate the show. I don't care. Uh, can you pirate a
Exclusively
podcast?
listening on Napster.
Yeah. If you're somehow listening to this from the dark web, please leave my social security number alone. But yeah, so there is a lot of shit that went down between last pod and this pod, and it's kind of it's opening match day eve on recording this, and tomorrow by the time y'all are listening to this, if you're not into Twitch, it will be match day. So we wanted to give you something to listen to on the way to the game, and let some people come into chat and bitch and moan if they want, or get excited for the game coming up. Travis was serenading us before we kicked off. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
I put the guitar up, so I can't get it back out. Sorry.
Oh man, it's okay. You play so well, we would have gotten like a copyright strike. So.
Yeah, Weezer
one.
would definitely strike me for playing Pork and Beans on live.
I think of any band, I think Weezer would be fine with it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. They're like every month they're a new meme, so I think they'd be fine with it.
I feel like Weird Al would have to be okay with it because that's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Is
I
taking
can play
other people's songs.
what's the American Pie version? Jedi. Soon I'll be a Jedi or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what his version was, so.
But cool. So yeah, this one will be short, probably around 30 minutes. But there was I don't know what to call it. Parking gate, Parkageddon. I don't know.
I tend to just call it Nashville SC operational staff as usual.
I tend to call it. I'm not gonna do it, but screaming into a pillowcase for 30 straight minutes.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
30 straight minutes.
So, okay, boys, I want to get your genuine opinion of the parking situation, of what's going on with all that shit over the past week. How do you feel about it? What do you think they should have done? What should they do? Whatever. Is it unavoidable?
I feel like there were times last year where I said like logistically things were going to get worse before they were going to get better.
You said that multiple times on this show.
And I forgot that. And then this week happened and NSC was like, hold your $18 beers.
Yeah.
And I guess the part that's disappointing the most is not that it happened, it's the way that it happened.
At the very last possible minute.
Oh, yeah, it's the week of, and it's like, oh, there might not be additional parking sold. And then the next day it's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, parking's a myth. Bye forever.
Yeah.
We're the first game of the entire league season, and there's going to be 12,000 people in the stands.
It's national television too, so.
Yeah.
Dude, so, okay. Near the end of last pod, I kind of told people to get over it with parking and whatever.
How does that crow taste?
It was medium rare, so pretty good, I guess. But
Don't
okay,
eat bird medium rare.
hey,
Golly.
you do now. But okay, so
Salmonella.
I still kind of hold on to that opinion, but I've seen a couple things and have kind of thought about it a little more since the last pod on my like official opinions on all this parking shit. So I saw Clay tweet something from Pharmaceutical Soccer. Go give him a listen. Rate them 5 stars.
They won't eat bugs.
They won't eat bugs, but I might. So I saw
Will.
him tweet something
will.
essentially saying something along the lines of, if you have any mobility issues, Nashville SC just doesn't want you at their games. Your option is to have someone carry you or walk like 3-4 city blocks, and there's no real accessible way to get up to the stadium when you're not parking at the stadium, right? And with so few parking, like official parking spots available, what's one to do if you have mobility issues, you're in a wheelchair, you're whatever? Parking elsewhere really isn't an option for you. So have fun, I guess, not going to the game. That is what got me to change my mind a little bit and got me legitimately angry. But outside of that, for the normal person, I still think, there was times last year where it was bad. And I still found parking no problem. There's parking all around the stadium. It's in a neighborhood. There's people along the street who are allowing people to park in their driveways. There's businesses. There's whatever. You can find parking. I still don't think it's a huge deal for the normal person who can walk. But that is the one thing that got me to like really kind of think about it and be a little bit mad about the situation.
Well, my question is: Are there 20,000? Say 20,000. Could you give or take people carpool together, ride together?
Yeah.
Say are there 20,000 other spots close near the stadium in people's yards in other places? Are there that many? I find it hard to believe that there is in that area. And then you have like people like naturally complaining like, "Hey, this is kind of short notice because like 6 days out, like a week before season starts." And then you have some people go, "Well, I have a spot that I go to, so I don't have an issue with this."
That's
I'm like,
fair.
"Cool." Share that information if you're so nonchalant about it, because they're the same people that go, "You shouldn't be complaining about parking."
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we're going to complain because there's not really a lot of options. But if you have an option and you're so confident in it, like share that information so we can have a piece of that pie.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
then they don't, because obviously they're like, oh, they realize a lot of people will flock to that area, and that's the root of the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because it's eliminating all these other parking spots, so they're going to have to go to these areas that people claim is their sweet spot. And like you said, there are a lot of people that go to these games that cannot walk that far. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people who are either disabled or have a condition that limits how far they can actually travel on foot, and so it's like that's a big issue on that end. And
it almost seems like is it ADA? It almost seems like an ADA violation. Like to the equivalent of not having like wheelchair ramps, of like you're making it inaccessible for these people, and like there's no option for them. Like it seems like some sort of legal violation.
Yeah, and like look at all the other stadiums in any other sport. They have designated areas for parking. Like even Titans Stadium, they have their own parking lot, but you look outside of that, they have different lots designated for Titans parking on game days. And even like Preds have those parking areas, but Preds are like downtown net, like right there, so there's tons of spots for them.
Yeah.
But other MLS fans, they come here and go, "Dude, parking's a bitch." And it's like, okay, then why are we the only, like, if it's not such a big issue, why are we the only team that seems to have this issue?
Well, and so it's not that I don't think it's a big issue. It clearly is, because there's so many people complaining about it, right? And even I'm complaining about it now. What I don't want, and what I didn't want from the beginning is, and what I don't like about Nissan, which is kind of going to have to change, is I really hate the football stadium, soccer stadium, whatever stadium, where it's a stadium and then like 10 square blocks of parking lot, and it's just like it's soulless and out in the open, right? I love that we're built into a neighborhood. I love that we blend into the neighborhood. And on the right day last year, parking was obviously not great, but good enough. And then once they finish all that construction and finish, kind of the revitalization of the fairgrounds, like John said last year, like it's going to get worse before it gets better, but you could see the vision of it getting better over time. Where the real issue is for me is they have lot 5 and that's it for this game. And no real plan. Like they announced, several weeks ago that they weren't going to do the same parking passes that they did last year, which kind of flagged to the fans like, okay, there's going to be parking problems this year. In what world do you announce that? That's coming. And then for the first game of the year, you don't have some sort of robust shuttling system like put in place. Like, okay, cool. Say it was a surprise. Say it was a surprise, earlier in the week. They're like, fuck, we're not going to have parking. Literally all they had to do was make that same announcement and say we are working on shuttling, like a shuttling system to aid in this issue, and work with Nissan, work with the zoo, because I know they've done from the zoo before, work with wherever else to shuttle people in. I don't see how you know this problem's going to happen consistently and not have that backup plan that, from what I've seen, other teams do. Austin FC's stadium is in not a similar location. It's a different vibe, but it's built into like a neighborhood. It's built into a shopping district where there's
Honestly,
not big parking lots, and they
I've
have
been
shuttles
to-
to every single game, and we don't.
I've been to Austin Stadium. It's in a nice location. Like at my hotel I was staying at for the
Yeah.
Cologne game, I could just walk to it. Like it was not far at all, and it was not like there was tons of areas to park if need be. And so they were in a good location. I like their stadium. I like their
Yeah.
location and everything. But like I think ultimately it had to do with like the plan. Like they didn't have a plan, and then they go, "Here's what you can do to help yourself. It's either walk," which is supposed to be inclement weather that day. So I laughed at that. Then it was like there's some other systems of travel, but the issue with those systems were there was no after game for them to come take you back to your car.
Yeah.
The systems could take you to the game.
Well, and the
but you-
systems in place that they posted about were not like Nashville SC like put together. It was like public transit and like whatever that stops at Geodis. Awesome, great, we need that. But like you said, there's no way to get back to wherever the fuck your car is or your home is.
I
And
think so I saw a post in one of the just beautiful gold mines of content that is Nashville SC Facebook fan groups, and they made a point that the flea market is every fourth Saturday, so it's not like this snuck up on on the team.
I
They
saw
had
someone
to know
mention that
going in, this is what's going to be, and obviously the fairgrounds already hates us, right? So they're gonna take any chance they can to prioritize their own shit.
It's the revenge of
And-
Shane Smiley.
Oh man,
Shane Smiley was right, boys.
He's giggling.
don't you stop it, Travis.
Stop
it. But like,
But it's
uh,
definitely how did they get caught by surprise?
yeah.
For those of you on audio, heavy air quotes there. And then the week of, like, oh, it's because of the weather. Like that's some bullshit.
Who was
And
it? Was it
I feel
Chris Ivey
sorry
that
for the socials team.
So I saw
because
a
the
couple
socials team
people-
got the brunt of it.
I saw a couple people in chat. And those listening on audio podcasts, you can interact with these every Monday via our Twitch chat and be a part of the show. But like Vamos NSC on Twitch said 30 to 40% chance of rain between 7 and noon, quotes, inclement weather. So I think that part more pertains to parking in the grass at lot 5. Because if it does rain and that turns to mud, that is dozens and dozens of stuck cars. That I get. It's the rest of the parking that we got bullied out of because it's an established event that happens, like you said, every fourth Saturday or whatever. Why the fuck would you not say, hey, MLS, we would love to have that first opening game of the season, but it falls on this particular weekend. Can you schedule us for a 7 p.m. kick so that event ends and we have all the parking open? Like, why is that not your first thing you do? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Because you get sucked into being the marquee event that nothing else matters.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, I know I'm yelling at you. It's not you. It's the front office.
don't
But
care. You can
cool.
fucking John?
yeah, fuck you, John. But cool. You want to be the marquee event. You know there's a chance that you're going to get kicked out of parking. There's a chance of all this shit happening. Again, you have time. You know it's going to be a problem for a while until all this construction at the fairgrounds is done. Have a robust shuttling system ready to go. There's not much going on at Nissan right now. You can shuttle people from there, shuttle people from the zoo, shuttle people from Fort Neely, whatever, right down the street. Shuttle people from wherever.
Confirmed, Negley's off the table for tomorrow night, by the way.
Okay, but still.
So,
But you know it's coming. And I would love to be surprised and wake up tomorrow morning and they tweet something about how they have shuttles. Even then, it would still be too late, but I would appreciate it, right? You know
Yeah.
this shit's coming, dude. There's no way you don't. There's smart people in that front office. Like, you know this is coming.
The comments. I do have a camera. I just haven't
I was
plugged it up.
entertained by Havizi.
And I have a cam. It's just not plugged up. It's literally right next to me. I'm just lazy.
Boo.
And then I saw Mitchell send something about he texted me the map and the parking map looks small. So the
Oh, hey,
normal
cool.
parking
Thanks
map,
for texting me, Mitchell.
yeah, right. The normal parking map, that like, was like all the passes last year, right? While somewhat small, did hold a good amount of people. Enough that we had the third or fourth highest attendance in the league last year on average. And whatever. The problem is only lot 5's open tomorrow from that map. The rest aren't.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words. Like I say all the time, I feel like there's so much this club does right. There's so much this fan base does right. The possibility to be a massive beacon of soccer in the South is there, but we just keep fumbling the bag on the weirdest things.
I just think it was the execution of it. Like, did they find out 6 days before the game that they can't have those parking lots? Like, is that the issue? Or, I mean, I wish they offer something to the fans as far as like, hey, we're sorry. Like, I think Clea mentioned it. No, like discount for rideshare or something like that. Like, having
Anything, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
to spend that extra money. I mean, the last thing people want to do is that, okay, some of us spent like $300 to $400 on like season tickets or whatever. You spend the money on season tickets. You spend the money for gas because a lot of us live an hour or more outside of Nashville. So you spend the gas. You have the car maintenance that comes with the travel up there. You pay for parking or whatever. Like usually on the normal lots, like with the parking passes when they were up. The last thing you want to do is go up there and be like scratching your head, circling for places for parking.
Yeah.
And because you go to these events for pleasure, it's like a leisure activity. It's a want, not a need. Obviously, like you go out there just to chill, be with friends, enjoy a sporting event. And the last thing you want to do is like be freaking out. Like, where can I park? Dealing with the traffic of trying to find these parking spots because everyone's gonna be flying around up there looking for these spots. That's why John and I are leaving so early.
Mhm.
But like the last thing you want to do is that, and I feel like it's just the execution of telling the fans and then not really offering a solution, and it's just a whole mess because you'll have 20,000 different cars flying around up there looking for different spots like that. And
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be
what?
traffic.
This is like outside the scope of this podcast and really just a personal complaint. But cool, parking sucks, right? And it's gonna suck for a minute. It will get better eventually, but it's gonna suck for a bit, and it extra sucks this weekend. You know what have helped with that? That infrastructure bill for public transit that got like turned down 5-6 years ago. Man, I wish we'd have that right now.
No, we have to make sure that men can't wear dresses.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's what we have
God,
to do.
I hate the South sometimes. Ugh. Anyways, okay. Moving on from that. Yeah, because I will sit here and scream for an hour and a half, and that's another podcast I could start I'm not going to. So that's gonna suck. I still believe, like, yeah, some people are definitely gonna skip on this game because it's gonna suck. I still believe we'll have a good crowd. I still think it'll be a good environment. We'll have fun. Tifo will be great. Hopefully a lot of people show up in black tomorrow. It'll be cool to see a kind of blackout.
I'm wearing baby blue.
I'm gonna hit you. But yeah, so I'm with all this in mind, I'm still stoked for the game. I'm still beyond excited. It still feels like Christmas Eve to me right now.
I am so much less excited than I want to be.
I'm kind of
I'm
the
just
same way, to
like-
be honest.
My baseline is super low
Yeah.
because I'm trying not to be disappointed. And this week has made me just drop that even further.
And this is a tradition that goes back to that first year of NPSL. there is always, always, always a the sky is falling freak out in this goddamn fan base every offseason. And some of it is, sometimes it's justified. Like this is, this parking situation shitty. But this always happens. And once we get to soccer, it usually levels out. And I'm just ready to get back to soccer and get back into the stadium.
So, like, my less excitement isn't even about like the parking or anything. It's more of just the team related stuff. Like, I'm like, are we just gonna have Hani this season scoring our goals, or is someone actually gonna step up? Because last season it never happened. It was just Hani.
That's a great segue into the other notable Nashville SC event that happened this week, which was the Gaffer got an extension. We are confirmed Gary Smith will be Nashville's coach until the end of time or 2025, whichever comes first.
So hear me out.
Rick Stockstill, baby, MTSU.
Hear me out. I don't think this extension really means much of anything. If anything, it probably puts more pressure on Gary to perform because I'm sure there's some incentive-based stuff in there. Because fuck, dude, look at the Titans GM, and I saw someone say this on Twitter. Look at the Titans GM. He got a contract extension and then was fired at the end of the season. Like, contract extensions for coaches don't mean anything other than probably their pay rate changing and different incentives that they now must hit that are renegotiated. So it doesn't. I don't care. It's a non-event for me.
I wonder if he has a bigger buyout now.
I mean, that's possible, but
you can't just be live on Twitch at twitch.tv/hasbeengames and talk about the size of another man's buyout.
Here I go. I mean, ultimately, that would hurt the club more with finances. I mean,
for everyone who's watching the stream right now, you can see my dogs fighting over my left shoulder. They're going at it, dude.
Team Marley. We're all Team Marley here.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I saw someone say it in chat that they don't think it'll be a huge drop off in attendance tomorrow because of this parking situation. And their reasoning was, and I can second this, dude, the fucking pro shop has been packed like during the week of people going to get this damn jersey and talking about the game and being excited to go. Like I said in the last pod, this Man in Black jersey, this Johnny Cash collaboration,
this Men in Black jersey.
We got a Will Smith jersey.
Man in Black jersey has been the best thing to happen to the club's like PR, marketing, whatever, in a long ass time. And it's a shame that it comes during Parkmageddon or whatever.
We do need a snazzier name for this, because I got nothing, and I'm normally the one who comes up with that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, for what? The parking?
Yeah, the silly name for the parking situation.
I like the Parkmageddon stuff.
Okay.
That was pretty clever.
Oh, no, I've got it. Apocalypse.
There you go.
No, but low-key about the game, we should beat NYCFC. Their roster's pretty shit. They added like a couple good pieces, but overall they lost some pretty significant pieces. I think it'd be disappointing not to get all 3 points, to be honest.
Completely agree.
Oh, 100%.
I'll be in worse mood if we lose. So
does I think it's CJ, Hani, and Dax is the third one, maybe, officially being listed as questionable kind of change your barometer on the game at all? Or do you think even if the three of those guys don't play, Nashville should still win?
Well, Ben tweeted out before he tweeted that out that Gary said they're good to go. So
yeah,
they were on the injury report, and then Gary, before it got released, Gary had told Ben like they're Gucci, basically. Like
Ben said they're all available. He doesn't say they're gonna start.
Yeah, but Gary.
I think
said Gary, I saw the same quote. It was like Gary said that they're good to go.
We're in a good place. That nothing about that. That's all coach speak to me.
I don't know about the other two. Hani hasn't played a game. I don't think.
He didn't play. He played one. He played one preseason game.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
And Leal's back. He's not even unquestionable at all. Like he missed one game
only.
Yeah. So even if like say Hani's out, you still have Leal, Schaffelberg, and Fafa like as options. I think Fafa will go up top because he's played striker at Houston before. If Hani's not good to go.
I
So many
still
questions.
think we beat NYCFC even though those three are out.
Well, I just think
I
NYC.
agree.
I think NYCFC is just a bad team right now. Like
Yep.
it's hard to say because it's a season opener, but like us looking at on paper, they do not look like a solid team. They look like they probably missed the playoffs this season. I'll go to that far.
They barely look like an MLS team, honestly.
They really don't, and so I'm going to be pretty upset if we don't get all 3 points, especially being at home. And you got to ride the wave of the all black kit, man. Like you're gonna be playing in that kit, and you're gonna lose the first game. Hell no, you got to get a win.
If they lose, they're never gonna wear it again.
Oh, we
That's
know
the
with
way
all the
they
blue
are.
jerseys, we had a horrible like record with blue jerseys. That's why we
Did
never
you?
wore them.
Did you know we had blue jerseys?
I think we wore them like 3 times last year.
Allegedly.
They'll definitely wear the black ones more this year because it's so fucking popular all over Nashville right now. They're having to reorder jerseys to have enough in stock, and
Hold
people
on,
are
they're
still
just-
waiting in line.
Hold on, Brian. They're dragging John in chat right now.
good shit
I'm-
on John.
I'm
I'm
perfectly
here-
fine with it.
I'm here for it. Yeah, fuck John.
Politely decline,
So-
Travis.
Oh, got him. So, correct me if I'm wrong, and I put this on Twitter earlier. If you sell a certain amount of jerseys, you get a third jersey, right?
That's what I heard, but I don't know that that's true.
Isn't that the deal with
Allegedly.
Adidas and MLS?
That might have been just an excuse to why Atlanta, Seattle, and like LA's always get the
Yeah.
third jerseys because they have pretty big markets, and
Be-
so that was their probably quote unquote reasoning for it. And watch if we do it, they won't give it because they deem us a small market.
Yeah, because if that's a thing, there's no way that this jersey is not gonna sell enough to hit that mark. Like I have seen across the board, except for some salty Cincinnati fans, say that
Which is ironic because I thought that river was freshwater.
I thought it was a diarrhea stain across the front of their shirt.
Ooh, that's
Um,
skyline.
But other than some salty Cincinnati fans, I've seen unanimous praise for the Man in Black jersey, and there's no way it doesn't sell. Like they're having to restock and reprint these jerseys to have enough to sell. Like it's crazy.
My gosh. Nash North saw a man spend a mortgage at the team store. Watched a man buy 13 for his entire youth team.
Yeah, it's
I
insane.
think my bank account just died reading that.
I guarantee you that's a club funded thing or something.
Yeah.
That has to be
It
like,
better be, man. That's absurd. Like I love it, but I hate it.
or we're just poor.
When I walked into the store on Thursday to pick up my jersey, I was in line. I was in line for like 15, 20 minutes. It was a pretty long line. But while I was in line, Randall Leal walked in and just like picked some stuff up. And I think he just like walked out.
No one noticed who he was.
I-
He's like,
no,
I'm here for the Johnny Cash
So
jersey.
everyone was like kind of whispering, and like I think a couple of people waved at him, but he was like on the phone, and I could not hear him because he was on the other side of the store. But I'm pretty sure he was just like picking stuff up for family or something because he was just like grabbing shit.
What made you think it was him? Was it the neck tattoos?
It was the neck tattoos and the training kit and the it being him that made me think it was him.
I don't know. I don't trust your source.
It
here,
It was the
man.
fact that he was wearing a shirt on the front of it that said, "My
I-
name is Randall Leal."
I tried to take a photo, but he's so short. He was kind of hidden behind one of the little like t-shirts.
All right, John. All right, Brian. Last thing we're gonna do is shame short kings on this pod.
Hey, I'm no shame, just facts.
All right.
Yeah.
Just facts. That's man.
That oh my
We're not
God.
gonna make jokes. We're just gonna speak truth. Somehow that's worse.
But hey, do y'all think? Hey, I saw someone asking Chad. Do you think they're gonna roll out the 4-4-2?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wait, is the sky blue? Yes.
You be an idiot. I think Gary
Are,
Smith.
are birds real?
That's a question.
No, birds are not real. Don't.
So
don't
I
get-
think
don't get me started on this.
I think you have to be an idiot not to roll out the 4-4-2.
Is cake bread?
This will be an entirely different fucking podcast, and I will sit here and scream about cake being bread for 3 hours. I will pause the podcast, go to Walmart, get a goddamn whiteboard, bring it back, fucking Pepe Silvia, like connect string to different points. Cake is bread. Bread is not
It's
cake. Cake is
cereal.
bread.
Soup.
Cereal is soup. Confirmed.
I don't care about that. Look, you can have all the other arguments about food you want. I don't give a fuck. Cake is bread.
Did Des Bryant catch it?
Mitchell, are you still here?
If he's
Are you
no, he
triggered
can't
now?
be because he'd be blasting off in chat right now, dude. I'm not kidding. On this cake is bread argument, and we're here now. Fuck soccer. On this cake is bread argument, we had a month-long fight in college about is it bread or not, and we at one point we made a fake, obviously we made a contract and signed an agreement to stop arguing about it because it consumed our entire life for like a month. So if you want me to freak out more on this podcast, bring that up again.
So I don't think Brian's
Cake
right.
is bread.
I don't think bread.
Eat
I
my
don't
ass.
think cake is bread. So jury's out on this one.
Cake is bread. Oh, there's Mitchell.
J-Mark with another throwback, trying to bop at the chat. You love to see it.
Oh man. Okay.
You know, Vamos Tennessee. I like it. He's predicting
Love
lineup.
this movie in chat. I mean, honestly, I would start Annabelle for Randall there, but that's the only change I would make.
Nah, dude. Well, no, I'd start. Fuck. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know.
That's the only change I would make to that.
I do think I don't see all three of them starting at once, just because Gary Smith likes his defensive stability.
I could see like Shaft sitting, Randall slotting in there,
Yeah.
Godoy replacing
Godoy
Randall in the middle,
Davis.
and then Fafa come off in like the 60th and replaced by Shaft because they're both
See,
speed merchants and they're gonna
That's
fucking run
pure
to death.
pace. That is so much pace. Like for like with Fafa and Schaffelberg. Just imagine that defensive back having to go against Fafa for say 65 minutes, and he comes off, then Schaffelberg just comes running.
They would murder them, and that man would die by the end of the game.
That would be hilarious. I want to see that, to be honest. I want us
Yeah.
to see that rotation.
I think that the thing is though, if that's how it is, like if not necessarily for just for tomorrow, but if that's the lineup and we're chasing a goal, who subs off and who subs on, and we feel like confident about it.
As far as
Leal as a super sub is an offensive dynamo
someone's
off the bench.
clearly forgetting about the Manhattan Messi. How dare you?
well, I think either one of
As
those
soon as
three.
he lost the man bun, I was out.
I think either one of those
That's
three
where he
was
kept his power and his secrets.
Mm-hmm.
either one of those three are big off the bench players, Fafa, Schaff, or Leal. Because I mean, Schaffelberg proved he's a goal scoring threat or a contributor when his limited games he played, he started in last season. Fafa's proven that he was Houston's main, one of the main guys. Houston wasn't very good though, and then Leal is known for scoring accidental shosses.
Don't say Houston wasn't very good when we couldn't beat them last year.
Hey, we are a
Doesn't mean they
national.
were good.
We are a
I know, it's
national.
just they were
bad
better than
against
us.
them.
We are a national sports team. We play down to our competition. So
That's
yes, they were not good, and we also didn't perform well against them.
But
I hate
I-
how
I-
right you are.
I like either one of those
That
three
is
off the
fair.
bench if we're chasing a goal. To be honest,
Okay.
then he's not teal. He's not blue. He's not green. He's teal. Coming off the bench for CJ.
He's something in between.
They're-
He's
yeah.
teal.
They're the same.
I'm not doing the whole
so
chant
I
on
don't
this.
care which one starts over the other and which one subs on or not. They're the same player.
I think CJ
Who?
is quicker.
CJ and Teal.
Oh
CJ's
no,
CJ's quicker than Bunbury.
I agree with that. CJ's better in the air than Teal.
Well, okay, fine. I'll take that. But I mean, in amount
Teal's a better
of
finisher.
confidence
Teal's
I
a
have
better
in a goal
finisher.
coming from one of them, they're the same player.
Teal's a better finisher. It's about getting into that right spot for Teal. Well, CJ can get into that spot. We don't know if he's going to bank that shot though,
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that is a fair way to describe that.
given his run of form last season. I mean,
So I know we made predictions last pod. Does anybody want to change theirs?
nah,
No.
Yeah,
4-1.
I'm still. I think I said 5-2 or 5-3, but I stick with the 5 for us and that we win.
I said, yeah, I was at 3-1. I still feel good about that.
You know what? I agree with H man. I just hope everyone has fun.
Shut up.
It's Travis. It's about the friends you make along the way. Okay.
You can go play rec. Go play rec soccer.
Yeah.
Real points in the table are
You
the
know what? I
friends we
take
made
that
along
back.
the way.
I hope we beat the shit out of him and Dax McCarty gets another red card.
Oh,
Yep.
What would
I-
you wish? That's...
I want Dax McCarty to get into a fist fight and win.
Hey, I mean, he did kick a guy in the balls last year versus RSL. So.
He
No,
apologized
not a-
profusely for that, though. I
Not
think
a
that was
guy. That
legitimate
was a
mistake.
child. That player was
That was
like
a kid.
19 or some shit.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was young, and Dax just hauls off and kicks him in the dick. I was like, "What the hell, man?"
Plot twist: Adam Sipic starts.
The world would end.
Bro has to travel from Huntsville first.
His mom's got to sign a permission slip.
Mommy drops him off at the front gates of
need-
Geodis.
I need Gary in the post game. Like I was gonna start him, but he didn't sign the waiver, so he couldn't come on the field
His mom
trip.
didn't get the
Like,
permission
oh my
slip in
gosh.
His mom said no.
time. He has homework to do.
No.
He got a C-
No.
on his last paper, so he can't play.
I know what we're playing at 3:30 because CPIC has a bedtime and Gary has to abide by that.
Oh, okay. I
It's
like
a weekend
this.
though. It's
I
not a
like
school
this.
night.
Dude, I'm
Well, it doesn't
excited to get a
matter.
player, like a young player, consistently in our roster, so we can make more like juice box jokes and like lunchables
I mean,
jokes.
Breck Shea was there for the taking, but no one signed him yet. So
I need whoever the juice box player is to be best friends with Jack, so we can have like Milkman in the juice
Yes.
box.
if we don't
need
play
it.
that sounds like a morning radio show.
if we don't play cut you down at the beginning of the game, we're doing something wrong.
home, Travis.
Said everyone, hey, that's not hard, man. Everyone is.
Ah,
Oh shit, dude.
man.
CPOC. No, everyone is. So it's not an accomplishment, man.
That's fair.
It's just
fair.
like making the playoffs in MLS.
It's-
Who cares? You know,
Jordan-
everyone does it. Jordan.
Oh, truth.
I got a text from my coworker, and I said his name out loud. Travis. Travis. I feel like you're short because you know ball so well that you forgot to grow. Like you were thinking too much about knowing ball.
Hey, me and Messi are the same height, so that's all I want to say.
That's fair. Have you ever seen Travis and Messi in the same place?
You haven't. That's the
I mean,
thing.
I've seen Travis at Nashville and Inter Miami games, and he was cheering for
he's from
Nashville. So
he's from Argentina. I have German heritage.
Oh,
you know,
no.
kind of you know.
As a history buff, this gets real bad real fast.
real fast.
That's all I want to
fast.
say. That's all. You never seen us in the same room.
Let's just say there's entire communities in Argentina that speak German. Let's just leave it at that. And they started after 1945.
Huh,
Oh.
what could have been?
I wonder what was going on. Okay, dude, in this mini podcast, we like talked about like 3 other possible podcasts we could have. Like, oh shit.
Well, we don't have a timeline of what we are supposed to hit. We just kind of like wing it
That's
every
how
time.
this goes,
Go,
man.
yeah.
We just look. If there's any 3 people that can talk about nothing for an hour, it's us.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I don't have anything else pressing. This was supposed to be a mini podcast, and it's gone for about 40 minutes. So do you guys have anything else you want to talk about, or you want to wrap it up?
Well, we talked about parking. We talked about the
Did.
game. We talked about
We
the jersey. We talked about post 1945 Argentina.
Yep.
Talked about short kings. We talked about permission slips for players. I think we're good.
Cool. Yeah, that was all on my notes.
Yeah, just if you see us at the stadium tomorrow, don't be afraid to come say
please,
hey.
please come say hi to me, but like tell me where you know me from because I'm awful at like interactions. So if you're like, hey, you podcast, I'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? But if you go like, hey, Brian, then I'll be like, oh shit, do I know you from high school? I'll feel like an asshole. So,
I would do it.
Make
Oh,
Brian
yeah.
assume that you're childhood friends.
oh god, people are gonna
I do
do
want-
this now, and I'm gonna like have a mental breakdown.
So Brian and John, I do want to say this to chat. If you ever see Taylor Washington in the streets, or if you just want to add on Twitter,
Just give him a
ask him
little
why.
kiss.
Ask him why he's ducking me on Call of Duty, man.
No, that's fair,
Brother.
dude.
He don't
okay.
want the smoke.
I
Brother.
was thinking about this earlier. So in like one of the original versions of this podcast, right after like NPSL, club legend Elliot Goodwin, we would text him every podcast and just ask what he was wearing, and then report back on what he was wearing. So maybe we should do this with Taylor. I wonder if
He
he'd
would
give us
block
that
us so
information. Oh,
fast.
so fast. I don't have Taylor's number, otherwise I'd shoot him a text.
Just add him on Twitter. He'll answer.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. I think we wrap up here. If you're watching on Twitch, thank you. If you're listening afterwards, thank you. You guys have been fucking rock stars with all the listens, all the ratings. I think I said I'd eat a bug at 100 5-star ratings. I think we're at 20 combined between Spotify and Apple so far. So if you haven't yet, go follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Rate 5 stars, leave a comment. It really helps the show show up when people just search Nashville SC or MLS or whatever, and not necessarily for our show specifically. So please do that. And I will eat a bug. Should I do it? Should I do it on a stream, or should I do it at like a tailgate, or should I get
Why not
Tempo to
both?
bring me? No, well, okay. It can't. One bug, you fucks. I saw someone say I have to eat 5 bugs. One
Yeah,
bug,
one for each
you little
star.
freaks. Dead bug can't be alive and has to be a bug that's like edible. Like,
You keep making all of these rules.
no,
You're
no,
taking
these
all
are,
of the
these
fun
are
out of
normal
it.
human rules. I'm not gonna eat.
No,
like,
no.
So
You
Brian,
know who
we brought
did?
you this wasp to eat.
You know who
Travis didn't
did
get to make any rules.
You know who didn't have any rules when he ate a bug? This guy.
I could see this happening where I show up at a tailgate and someone's like, "Hey, I have a jar of live wasps. Here you go." Like, no, you fucking maniacs. Like,
I harvested this murder hornet just for you.
Bring a cicada.
yeah, I have this centipede that I need you to eat. It's alive still. No, fuck you. Wait, what
Bring
kind of
a live cicada.
Yeah. Okay. Oh God, I would. My stomach would be
Oh.
loud. What kind of bug did Tempo feed you, Travis?
It
I
was
feel
like,
like-
I don't know. It was some type of beetle.
I need a DM Tempo and be like, hey, what kind of bug? I think it's only fair that I eat the same bug. Like, is that,
It was
is that-
actually
or is
it was
it
a
cricket?
tarantula. It was a live
No,
tarantula.
there's photo evidence of this, buddy. Here's a dung beetle for you. Oh,
It was
shit.
a black widow spider. It was alive.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Rate 5 stars. Follow us on Twitter. All that good shit. Again, we say the fuck word on this podcast, except for Travis because he got nervous. And yeah, see you on Monday. After hang on, my dog wants to say hi. All right, that's the end of that. Bye guys.
See ya.
See y'all.